Hey there guys, what's going on? So, we have yet another vinyl unboxing here for you. Clearly, by the time I'm done with all of these, you will realize just how much of a pool of stuff waiting I had, and between technical glitches and just being away and not being able to record videos for a while. Just the sheer stack of things that I've had waiting by the time all is said and done here. We will get back to reviews and other things as well, of course. There's some things I am very much eager to talk about. But there's some stuff right on my plate right now that I desperately want to get to. So without further ado, let us slog into it here. And I'm actually going to talk about two releases, two 7-inch releases. One that was actually in a video that did not go up because of technical issues that is explained in the first video of this set. It was something I tried to upload over and over and over again, along with a couple other releases I talked about in that video, and it just never materialized. So here it is again today, because I think I've covered almost every 7-inch from this series, along with the now newly released following 7-inch since that time, both of which definitely deserve their moment in the sun and their several minutes in the spotlight, because I think they're both right up there as probably the best releases from this series, and they are none other than from the Ryan Adams Pax-Am 7-inch series, as the title up above there should have already told you, so the suspense really kind of was lacking there, with Blue Light and I Do Not Feel Like Being Good. Now, we've gone through a lot of these releases before, stemming back to the Give Me Something Good, Aching for More B-side, 1984, Jacksonville, Vampires. Just there's been just a whole docket, all of this stuff going forward since Ryan really jump-started this series and started doing it. And things have been, you know, hit and miss. There have been moments. Jacksonville has some nice tracks. There's been things like Walk by Pants that are just completely and utterly stupid, just complete jokey kind of material that's really not worth the cost of the $7 and the shipping through Pax-Am that costs almost as much as the record itself. However, I think maybe now that we're slogging through some of that material and maybe getting some of the wheat away from the chaff, or, you know, just some of the actual good material away from the crap, we've arrived at these two particular releases. The first, Blue Light, is almost sounds like sort of a companion piece to the sound of Love Is Hell. The many times Ryan has been influenced by the Smiths over the years, namely Love Is Hell, which was his biggest, definitely most Smiths-inspired record. The rumored Black Hole, which was supposed to continue in that vein, and has sort of shown it through Tomorrowland and Disco Queen when those were released a couple years back. Blue Light, well, I wouldn't say that's like a sister to that, like those must be from the same time period or the same well, or, you know, something like that, because they're not. They definitely are very similar, and I think that it really pays off for it. And we'll show that off first here with the cover, the very nice cover art there, and the back with the requisite iPhone photo of Ryan and the messy mane of dreadlocks. With Blue Light on the A side, and then these two tracks on the B side there. And I think the B side is actually even better, and of course the cat appears again, obviously. I think the B side is even the highlight of that, even though Blue Light was the track that was first played live and really drew some attention to it. So when it was released, it was like, ooh, you played that track live. What's that going to be about? Great songs on there, though. Really worth, I think, adding. Thankfully, they've been putting them out as digital releases. You can go and listen to them on Spotify or on iTunes, stuff like that. So it's not just limited purely to the vinyl, but the quality is really starting to ramp up, I think. And inside is just your basic 7-inch with the small hole, not the big one. I feel like there's probably a That's What She Said joke in there somewhere. And, you know, that is what that looks like. Good quality, you know, plays pretty well. It's a good little release. Release number 44, allegedly, apparently, out of the Pax-Am series. And I gotta say, I am enjoying that one quite a bit. Though I would almost say not as much as I am currently enjoying I Do Not Feel Like Being Good, which I just got today. Now this was even more exciting because two of the tracks, right offhand, were tracks that had originally been played live when I saw him perform at Carnegie Hall last November, and have since been revisited when the Ryan Adams Live at Carnegie Hall box set came out this past, in the past week or so. Both of those tracks were on there, and I'm going to talk about that in another video, obviously. So it was kind of a thing like, oh, you know, here they are. They're, you know, the studio versions. What are these going to be like? It's completely acoustic. I would almost say that I Do Not Feel Like Being Good sounds better in its original form, or the original live form. It just, I don't know, it sounds still a little bit like a working demo, I think, a little bit more on the, you know, on the record. But I think it's still really cool to have it, you know, as a recorded thing. And it's funny, I'm looking at the back cover of this, and I just realized that Ryan's face is on it. Don't know how it took me that long to realize it, but there you go. Along with How Much Light, which I think is just as good as the live version, and In the Dark, which is, I think, one of his prettiest songs in a while. And forgive the sound of my computer just going off over and over again over there. I think they're, you know, it's some of his best music in a while. I've heard these songs have been hanging around for like 6 years, something along those lines. And considering the record he released, I know it gets into a whole thing with people. People love the record. It's the best thing he's ever done, this 80s sound. He went in a direction with the motif. But it still, to me, is not his best writing work. It's just very flat to me. The words repeat themselves a lot. It's very, you know, it's like, well, it doesn't do anything for me. These songs, I think, are just, you know, they may be just a snapshot of a fragment in time and nothing more than that. They may be from the ditched Glenn Johns record. There's so many directions you could go with Ryan. It's a very fascinating yet simultaneously aggravating process. Point being, these songs are fantastic. I'm really pleased with them. Let's just get into it here with the cover and the back cover, which you may not realize has Ryan in it until it's too late and he's sneaking up on you like that girl from The Ring. And this is release number 45 of the Pax-Am series, and inside, narrow hole 7-inch again with multicolor, well, different color sides for each bit there. But I would definitely suggest going to check these out. I know they tend to go like hotcakes. They are very limited edition. Sometimes other retailers get them later on. Bull Moose, your local retailer, definitely go and check them out as well if they might have that. But if you can't, go listen to it on Spotify. Go buy it on iTunes for a couple bucks. It's really worth it, I would say, for both of these. Especially this one, though. I think this one is just really good. I'm really enjoying this one. With a lot of the 7-inch stuff, it's like you get to enjoy it. You listen to it a couple times. It's nice. Then you leave it. With this and this, I could definitely, as I get this the wrong way, I could definitely see coming back to both of these. So that is my vinyl unboxing for Ryan Adams Blue Light and Ryan Adams I Do Not Feel Like Being Good, which are releases number 44 and 45 out of the Pax-Am 7-inch series. A 45 for a 45. And that is it for this vinyl unboxing. There is so much more where that came from, guys, so keep it here and stay tuned.